Today we are going to see cervical plexus block. Some call it superficial cervical plexus block, some call it intermediate cervical plexus block, but the nomenclature is not that important. Effectively both give you the same result. It is one of the easiest blocks to give, but unfortunately, in my opinion, it is probably one of the most underutilized block in anesthesia. It's a very useful block to give in any surgeries that are being done on the neck, or even for simple procedures like central line insertion in an awake patient. So it anesthetizes a large area of one side of the neck, and I routinely use this block for putting central line in awake patient, or for port insertions, for thyroid surgeries, for parathyroid surgeries, lymph node dissections, or even for radical neck dissections in case of head neck cases. It can be given bilaterally. It can be given either with the ultrasound or even without an ultrasound, and gives excellent analgesia intraoperative and postoperatively. And it's a very useful block, and let's see today how to give it. This is a sternocleidomastoid. This is the posterior border of the sternocleidomastoid, as you can see. So you have to go midway on the posterior border of the sternocleidomastoid. This is our entry point, and now we are going to go with the help of the ultrasound. You can also give it blind by just introducing your needle here and going behind the muscle and infiltrating around 7 to 8 cc's. You don't need any elaborate preparations for this. Just cleaning the area with chlorhexidine is more than enough, because it's just like an intramuscular injection. I am going to use the same chlorhexidine as my ultrasound medium for visibility also. This is the way you place your probe, midway between the length of the posterior border of the sternocleidomastoid. Now there are two tricks involved in this. Don't keep the probe exactly across, because as you can see, if you are using a 10 cc syringe, your syringe abates against the table and you won't get much space, even though patient's head is completely extended and neck is turned to the other side. Still you will struggle for space. So there are two tricks. Either use a 5 cc syringe, and secondly just hold the probe slightly across like this. So this gives you space to enter and manipulate your syringe and needle. Now I have placed my probe over the internal jugular vein and the carotid that you can see, and above that you can see the sternocleidomastoid. I am going to gradually move my probe laterally and see the lateral border of the sternocleidomastoid. Now this is the lateral border of the sternocleidomastoid. Now all I have to go is just go hold the probe here and introduce my needle. You can see my needle here now, which is just posterior to the sternocleidomastoid, and I am going to start infiltrating in this area, lifting the fascia of the sternocleidomastoid away from the deeper tissues. See this? There we are. In between I lost the sight of the needle. Then you go on advancing and go on opening up this space. So we have infiltrated about 8 ml of the drug, which is more than enough. So as you saw, it is one of the easiest blocks to give, and you don't need any fancy needles for this. It can be given very easily with a routine 1.5 inch 24 gauge needle, and because your needle is traveling almost parallel to the probe, is very easy to visualize the needle also, and it can be given blind, where you don't know exactly in which plane you are injecting. You just go below the muscle. So there probably you may have to inject a slightly more quantity, say about 10 ml. With the ultrasound, even 6 to 7 ml is more than enough. So I hope this video will help you in adapting this block more and more into your practice and use it in as many cases as possible. Thank you.